I'm not suggesting that every type of investment is going to be like this. I'm not even suggesting that jumping blindly into cryptos is going to be the key. But when you do your research and when you spot the opportunities and when you analyze certain market conditions and you strategize and you think ahead of time how you're going to play the markets once certain conditions are met, when you visualize and you prepare for that moment, and then you strike, most importantly, you strike in that moment, more times than not, especially when it comes to cryptos, you're going to be successful, especially if you have that long-term strategy or that long-term perspective.
Long-term strategy.
Yeah, I mean, this is still, I would say, a very young opportunity, that this is really growing because we're not hearing too much positive things coming out of the mainstream media.
Right.
When the mainstream starts to talk about, hey, I'm really liking this, and then when you have guys like Jim Cramer no longer saying it's a gamble, but it's actually a fundamental part of your strategy, maybe that's when you consider exiting. But I think this is a very new opportunity. It's still fresh. It's still young. It's not completely fresh, but there's still a lot of time, I believe, for
diaper stages.
Yeah, regular folks to, at least we're definitely in preschool. We're certainly not in college. We're sort of in preschool at the latest. So I think this is a great opportunity. I think
for anyone.
Yeah, and it's changed your life.
It has, yeah. And one thing I've realized is you don't invest or only invest what you can afford to lose. I know it might sound a little negative, but if you can afford whatever you can afford to lose, yes, invest that. Just do it moderately, because these things are going up so fast and so drastically that you stand to gain more than you will lose.
Yeah, I think that's sound advice. You never want to get too crazy for anything. Okay, whether it's cryptos or gold and silver, whatever the case may be. Don't go too crazy, but think about these things. Analyze the markets, analyze the opportunity, and when you see that moment and you've brought together that risk capital, when that moment is there, strike. Don't think twice about it, strike, because you've already made the decision in your mind to get in. So now you just physically have to push that buy button. And that's what it really comes down to, is that mental preparation, setting yourself up for the perfect opportunity, and when that opportunity is there, strike.
Right.
So when you do that, as you can see, the results, when you take that disciplined step, more likely you're going to be successful and keep that long-term perspective. Right. Well, Mark, thank you for sharing that little tidbit into the insights of how that, of course.
Thank Josh.
Yeah, always thank me. But no, thank you seriously for sharing. And I think a lot of people are going to be very excited because we're going to go into 2018. It's going to be a whole brand new chapter for you and for all of us. So until next time, we'll see you again.